Okay, so today's speaker, our dear own member, Sapna Khandelwal, is a multi-talented, brave personality. In 1994, she was held at gunpoint in Bombay, and she still managed to save 15 members of her family and her son, who was only 6 at that time. I know her through as became a member of a Devditi and Sari Challenge WhatsApp group or Facebook group. So I'm not very active there, but I love to watch them do various things. She promotes Hindu culture, encourages women to wear saris, manages a jewelry studio where she what she calls is redoing the old jewelry and not selling it away, I think, to the gold, like what my mother used to say, don't sell, redesign. That's what she's doing, I think. And she has studied Upanishad, Vedas, and Gita for 3 decades. And she has also authored a book on self-help, which is which is on Amazon, and it's a bestseller. So please find out about Sapna Khandelwal more there. And she is, as I said, very talented, beautiful lady. And I think she's wearing a jewelry which she has designed herself. I may be wrong, Sapna, you'll have to correct me on that. Always admire her saris. And so without much ado, I'll hand over the screen to Sapna because my husband is on call. He's working from here, even I'm working. So I decided to say hello to Sapna. I'll hope to listen to the recording, Sapna, when you have shared it later on. So all the best to you and all the Glow members who have taken the trouble to attend. I can already see 15 people.
Hi, Seema.
I'm on the mobile. Yeah. Okay, Sapna, carry on. Thank you so much for being with us today and speaking to us.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. Let me just fix a few settings. All right. So ladies, we are good to go. Give me a second more. I have to fix a few things. You know, technology has its own issues, has its own advantages, but also there are quite a few things which are not in our hands. All right. So here I've been welcomed very nicely by Seema. Thank you, Seema, for your gracious words. I'm going to be wearing this. I'm already wearing a mic. I'm going to be putting this on. I will not be able to hear you people unless you have something to say. You have to let me know by indicating. Is that good? So I'm just putting the mic on. All right. So I can see there's a lot of enthusiasm regarding our Vedic culture because I've got before I've got to mute everyone because I can hear a lot of noises again. Seema, Sonia, are you able to mute people or not? No. Okay, I am able to. I'm going to mute everyone. Okay. So we see a lot of enthusiasm happening around the buzzword Vedic, and we see a lot happening. And we actually, because of our education system, we don't know much about what Veda is, what Vedic is, and what exactly the whole terminology means. So here I'm going to take you on a tour of 45 minutes. We will leave the last 15 minutes for question and answers if you have any. And then we will explore what Vedic means, what Vedas mean, what is a civilization we mean? Is there any cultural continuity? Is there something called a civilization? And if so, what are the various civilizations in the world and what have happened to the others? And where are we headed? And how can we take it forward? Because as you all know, a civilization or a people who do not know their own history or do not learn from their own history are committed, are doomed to repeat those same very mistakes again and again. And it is a vicious cycle their own. So it's extremely important for a people to know what their background is. Very, very important to know it. And if you find that culture or that ethos of the particular civilization, one second, again, I can hear noises. If one second. Because it disturbs me and it disturbs everybody also. Okay. The train of flow, the thought flow gets disturbed. Yeah. So exactly. So one needs to examine what is that we have, where is that we've come from, and where is we are headed, and whatever of the past we wish to carry now, so that we may give it to our future generations. That's the whole purpose of this talk. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. It's going to be a pictorial journey, and wherever I feel comfortable, I'm going to stop the screen sharing. So you're going to be in and out of screens, you're going to be in and out of ages. I'm going to take you right up to the Vedic ages, coming fast forwarding you. So it's going to be a nice and a very interactive talk later on. The first 45 minutes will only be for the presentation. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen now. All right. I need one indication if you can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay, so as we've been talking about it, we have this Vedic footprints across the world. We're going to be discussing antiquity and continuity of culture of the world's only indigenous civilization. This talk is primarily going to be in English, but we're going to have a mixture of Hindi and English because English is a very inadequate language to convey everything that we wish to talk about our culture. है ना? तो इसीलिए मुझे बहुत सारी बातें हिंदी में भी करनी पड़ेंगी. Okay, so here what we are going to try and study is, we've been told that India never was a nation. The Europeans came and they made us into a nation. We've been told, our history has, in our history we've been told, we were always fragmented. हम सारे अलग अलग राज्य होते थे, कभी हम एक नहीं थे. और ये लोग आए और इन्होंने हमें एक बना दिया. Now, if we go to 475 AD, as you all know, this is 2021. That means 2021 years after Christ was born. So this is that many years before him, AD, 475 AD. And as we can clearly see, the geographical location called India, if you can all follow my cursor, but one second. No. Okay, I've got the laser printer on. If you can all follow my cursor, this is the entire geographical location of India. And as we've been told about the European superiority, Europe being superior to us in every single way. And you're going to see Europe the way we see it now. There is no single France, there is no single Sweden, there is no single, even the UK is completely fragmented. And there are no nation states as we see them now. This was this particular person called John Strachey, who was a British colonial administrator. He said there was never an India, never a country called India. But when we examine the facts, we come to know by our epics, which link us to the geography, by our cities that still exist, which are there in our scriptures. In all of those, and we see our cultural continuity. Yeah. So here again, I've brought you to 265 BCE. And here again, we're going to say कि जो यहाँ पे ये, if you can very clearly see कि ये हमें दिख रहा है, ये India as is, ये इसका geographical location, अलग-अलग kingdoms. And if we talk about Europe, again, you will see the Roman Empire has captured most parts of it. But what is Europe in the present context? The nations, if you all can bring that map, is not there. Okay, the next we move on to 1000 AD. In 1000 AD, we have the Chalukyas. The Chalukyas are the ones who ruled, who've conquered entire Southeast Asia. We've been told कि ये देश ऐसा है, it's never gone out, never conquered people, always lay passive, and people have come and colonized it, and people have come and conquered it. और ये देश ने, ये इस मिट्टी से जो लोग निकले हैं, उन्होंने कुछ नहीं करा. But entire history, if you go to the right sources, if you read it in the right way, and if you do not go into what is manipulated, what has been manipulated to so-called history, which is being taught in our schools. So as you can see, there was the whole science called Indology. In Indology, there were people who initially started out with praises of India. Now, there was this person called Voltaire. He said everything which is refined in the world originates from India, from nowhere else but from India. That was in the 1694, the early 17th century. Then again, we have people like Sir William Jones, who kept on extolling virtues after virtues about India. So in India, we've had a flourishing civilization. We've had a flourishing civilization. This is entire Sindhu Saraswati belt. As you can see, these are all cities. These are all cities at a time when Europe was covered in the ice ages. Here. So we have a picture here. As you can see, that entire Europe, there is no Europe to speak of. It was entirely covered in the ice. And here we have a flourishing civilization, the Saraswati civilization, the Sindhu civilization. And unluckily, what our historians have been doing, they call the Indus Valley civilization separate, they call the Mohenjo-daro separate, they call Harappa separate. सबको अलग-अलग रखते हैं. It's something like saying कि दिल्ली अलग है, बॉम्बे अलग है, चेन्नई अलग है, कोलकाता अलग है और इंडिया नहीं है. Is exactly what they have done. They have tried to keep all the civilizations separate just so that we do not connect the dots and know the continuity, know our continuity of how we've been. One second. So this is what India was before the British. This is basically a British India map. As if you can clearly see, it's a British India map. And this is our entire extent. Can you all see our extent and how big we were, from where all we were until where all we were? And this is what the British is saying about us. This is not what we are saying. And then this particular slide over here. This particular slide is from the Angus Madison report of economic prosperities. And economic prosperity clearly talks about कि India कहाँ थी. पूरे world का GDP, India was at the topmost when in the 1000 AD. It was 30 to 32% of the world's economy, where there was no Europe. Can you see? This is the European economy. This is the European economy, and this USA was nowhere ever there. USA is just a 250-year-old state, and Western Europe. So as you can see, how we kept on declining through the ages after the invasions happened to us, after we were systematically fleeced of our prosperity, of our riches, and how we declined and how they grew. All the European cities you see of now are completely on the wealth of the colonies that they annexed and they looted and they. So, you know, there has been a discovery, a doctrine of discovery given out in a papal bull. In 1493, a papal bull was issued, and in that they had very clearly, I'm just waiting for the slide to come up, 1 second. Okay, so in 1493, a papal bull was granted in Spain. And what did that papal bull do? That papal bull gave Spain and Portugal the right to go on and out and share the world into half. Can you see this line? This is what the Pope says is going to be the Spanish people who can go there and conquest. And this is what the Portuguese would do. But by that time, UK was nowhere in the picture. So they had divided it. And that's why Spain did not come to India, because we did not lie in that geography. That's why Christopher Columbus, when he went out, Christopher Columbus, in the edict called the Papal Bull, which is called the Doctrine of Discovery, they have clearly laid out that Christopher Columbus should go and he should find out where India is. And why, if we were so rich, if we were so poor and full of poverty, why would people come looking for us? People came looking for us because we were सोने की चिड़िया. And I'll tell you how. And I'll tell you कि किस तरीके से हम सोने की चिड़िया बने. और ये जो colonizers आए थे, इनका main aim था to loot, to plunder, to basically take. They were not friends that they would just come and visit us. They had an agenda. They had to come to loot, to capture, to convert. The entire scenario is they basically and then it is all about gold, God, and glory. And gold, how would they get? Through the riches, through the minerals, and through Asian spices, through slaves, through metals. And gold, and glory. So basically it was a competition between monarchies. It was a competition between the Spanish monarchy, between the Portuguese monarchy, कि कैसे जाएं और हम colonize करें, कैसे हम जाएं और third world जो ये लोग कहते हैं हम हैं third world, उसको हम लोग कैसे लूट के ले जा सकें. So they convinced their own governments to make a direct connection to the lucrative Asian trade. So this is what was happening at that time. And here we come to the hottest topic, the topic of Macaulay and his education system. The very fact that we think in English, the very fact that we talk in English, the very fact that here you and I are meeting and we're talking in English, and that's the language we are most comfortable in. Macaulay ने अपने समय में 3 चीजें लिखी थी, which was very clear in his mind. He said, by the time I finish with India, by the time I finish with the Indian education system, there will be 3 things that will happen. ये लोग अपनी मातृभाषा भूल जाएंगे. They will not be able to communicate even a full sentence in their own language because I would have made them so incapable. Second thing was that they will all forget their Sanskriti and Dharma because this European superiority will be fed into them. European superiority of looks, of dressing, of behavior, of a very cultured, sophisticated nation over there, which we all need to aspire to, which we all need to emulate to. They would know that Mahabharata exists, but उनको पता नहीं होगा महाभारत में क्या है. They would know कि रामायण है, they would know कि वेदास है, उपनिषद है, पर उन्हें कुछ नहीं पता होगा. They will be foreign words to them. Thirdly, he said, by the time I finish with India and Indians, they would be ashamed to wear their own traditional dress. They would be guilt-ridden. कोई साड़ी नहीं पहनना चाहेगा, कोई बिंदी चूड़ी नहीं पहनना चाहेगा, कोई धोती कुर्ता नहीं पहनना चाहेगा. They would be guilt-ridden to follow their own traditions. They would be guilt-ridden to follow their own culture. They would be guilt-ridden to follow their own rituals, and which is what has been done. So we, who were the Vishwaguru, we who were supposed to be the spiritual guru of the entire world, spiritually, materially, in every which way, we who were the pinnacle of civilization, got so completely subjugated. Now this has been discovered in the Brahmi. This is a child taking a slate and writing on it on the Brahmi script. और ये निकला है 2nd century BCE का है. And like they kept telling us ना कि हम लोग एक nation नहीं है, because we are a civilization state. We never were a nation state. And I'll tell you the difference between both as we go along. All right. So the Pratham Sanskriti, we are called the world's first ever civilization, and our roots are connected to Brahma ji. And Brahma के साथ संस्कृति में कैसे कैसे lineages, हमारे जो पुराण है वो पूरी lineage बताते हैं of our kings. That's why उन लोगों ने पुराण को कह दिया mythology. हमारी जो रामायण है, हमारे जो महाभारत है, it lays out complete genealogy of our kings right from the times of Brahma. And this is what a few people had to say about us. Abul Fazl had high words of praise for the conduct that we have. We are very religious, affectionate, hospitable, frank, fond of scientific pursuits, inclined to the austerity of life, seekers after justice. This is what other people have been saying about us. And that's why they've been flocking to our land. They've been just flocking to our land for various things. All right, so we've discussed enough about what exactly we were, and ये Vedic culture है क्या? तो ये Vedic culture है क्या? Vedic culture होता है ये जो, these are the ruins of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. As we can say, completely systematized cities. They laid out to a particular plan, the dimensions of which spoke of how well they engineered 7-story tall buildings, and the way they have designed. And you know what the Europeans, when they first excavated, what they were aghast at? They were aghast at the sanitation system. And why? Because in Europe, the only thing they could think of was sanitation system, because in Europe, the city we so admire now, Paris, till late 1790, they had no system of sewage. In their big palaces, you can, whatever I'm sharing here, please feel free to go online and check. Don't take my words for this thing. Please check in Louvre, in the Versailles Palace, in all palaces around Paris. There was a system of drainage. That's why they had chamber pots. That's why they had chambermaids. The chambermaids would empty out the pots where? Onto the streets. entire Paris was flooded and gutted with sewage and human blood and excreta. So this is their state, and that's why when they explored excavation में मोहनजोदारो तो निकला ये. तो जब ये इतनी scientific well laid out cities, they could not believe कि इंडिया जिसको वो colonize कर रहे हैं, इंडिया जो उनके लिए inferior है because of our skin color, इंडिया जो इतना है उसमें ऐसा कुछ निकलेगा. उन्होंने बोला ये है that you are some Aryan people who came on horseback, and those Aryan people threw away the Dravidians to the south, and then you captured this land. And because and why was this theory? The theory was, since you're outsiders, you came and colonized India, even we are outsiders, तो हम तो कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पे जो भी आएगा सब लोग बाहर से colonize करते चले जाओ. तो ये उनको हड़प्पा में मिला है. Can you see the absolutely fantastic way the bath has been laid out? And this is all the pottery and the kind of excavations that they have found out from there. And this is how all the civilizations of the world were once. Inca or Aztec or Roman or Greek, Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Babylonian, Sumerian, और ये सब खत्म हो गई. ये सारी civilizations finished. इनको सिर्फ आप म्यूजियम्स में देख सकते हो. हमारी जो संस्कृति है, the only one in the world which is a living culture. It's a living culture, and that's why our footprints are all over. That's why our footprints are all over. So this is a slide which I've been just talking about. And why we will be able to leave our footprints? Because we lived with wisdom, because we lived with dharma, because we did not go out and conquer or colonize to loot them. पर जहां पे भी हम गए, जैसे राम और वाली के बीच में युद्ध हुआ था, but Ram made sure to put his own younger brother to the throne. Similarly, राम और रावण के बीच में war हुई थी, but Ram made sure कि Vibhishan would rule, not some foreign ruler coming and ruling over your lands with a different system. And like we've been talking about Vedas, so what exactly are Vedas? The Vedas are the oldest scriptures known to mankind, and this has been established by everyone everywhere. So whatever knowledge comes from the Vedas, the antiquity of knowledge and the same mantras we repeat. अभी हम जो हवन करते हैं, जो हम पूजा करते हैं, जो हम यज्ञ करते हैं, वही वेदों के मंत्र हम अभी तक बोलते आते हैं. और वैदिक सिविलाइजेशन में से जो मेन यहाँ से जो निकली है, जिसको इन्होंने इज्म बना दिया, Hinduism as a word is nowhere mentioned in the Vedas. It is all Sanatan Dharma. और Sanatan Dharma means the eternal principles and the values of life. और ये Sanatan Dharma से जो निकले हैं, ये जो Buddhism और Jainism और ये Sikhism, these are all Sanatan Dharma का cultures, all based on Sanatan Dharma. Now, how can we correct ourselves? To correct ourselves, we have to go back to to correct ourselves, what can we do? To correct ourselves, we have to go back to our primary sources. जिस रामायण और महाभारत को हम लोगों ने समझा कि ये old fashioned, outdated, religious manual है, ये बिल्कुल full of superstitions है, इसमें कुछ नहीं है, वही रामायण और महाभारत हमारे शास्त्र बताते हैं कि there are इतिहासा पुराणास. There are itihas, and what does itihas mean? Itihasa, that means this is how it happened. The way Europeans write history is diametrically opposite to what the ancient civilization has been doing for centuries. We write itihasa, or we know of itihasa with a view to learn from it, with a view to glean from it to make my life better. The way these people have been doing, it's all about facts and dates. कि फला फला समय ये किंग आया, उसने उसको कब्जा करा, फिर दूसरा किंग आया, फिर तीसरा किंग आया, फिर ये डायनेस्टी, सेकंड डायनेस्टी. So what good is it to me? Is my life changing in any way? Have I grown as a person, as a human being? So this is what our Shastras did. Our Shastras knew that there are 4 Purusharthas to a human being's life. और उसमें धर्म, अर्थ, काम और मोक्ष, the final being the moksha. अगर हमको हर चीज से, suppose with this talk here, you have taken out time to invest in an hour, and I have taken the time and the energy to be here with you all. And in this transaction, if all of us do not evolve or do not grow, then what meaning is it? So this is what our Vedas, our Upanishads, or our scriptures Scriptures is again a very wrong word. Shastras, because there are so many terms which English is very inadequate to communicate. तो हमारे शास्त्रों में जो हम communicate करना चाहते थे, for human evolution, for human growth, and that is why we've left cultural footprints all over. Because just in about 70 years after the British leaving us, we are finding everything. We've been told the benevolent, the glorious, benevolent British Raj, but there was nothing benevolent about it. And jhoot chutta nahi hai. Sooner or later it comes out, and especially in this age of information technology, where at the click of your mouse, you just have to go on surfing, just have to invest in time and energy, and everything comes out. So even after thousands of years, after lakhs of years, so our Puranas say, we still talk about Ram Rajya. We still, at the entire world over, we have left our cultural footprints. Southeast Asia to hai hi, even in Europe, even in Siberia, China, in Africa. I'm going to be taking you, but this is what I wanted to share. The answer lies in the things that they told us are old-fashioned. They did not want us to read the Mahabharata. Why? Because we would learn, we would grow, we would have a sense of pride in our own cultural antiquity, in ourselves. But that was not their agenda. Their agenda was to make the class of people so inferior about themselves that whatever they pour into us, we would just absorb. We would just have a notion of European superiority and want to emulate them. तो अंग्रेज तो चले गए, पर ये जो व्हाइट इंग्लिशमैन गए, उसके बाद जो ब्राउन इंग्लिशमैन ने करा है with हमारे साथ, and that was what Macaulay's agenda was. Macaulay wanted to create a race of brown Englishmen who would continue their work. So in a way, the colonization hasn't ended. हम English में बात कर रहे हैं, हम English में communicate कर रहे हैं. We've been told English is the language of the world. That's utter rubbish. 12 या 13 देशों में, 14-15 देशों में the world over English is spoken. Utter rubbish. And the nations which have grown as a civilization have done so with the strength of their own language, their own culture. By imitating anybody, one never reaches anywhere. Anyway, I'm going to share this slide, share the screen again. Give me a second. Okay, so we continue from here. So this is what I've been talking to you about. Go back to your primary text, and this is what. All right. So we continue to the next slide, and the next slide is again, which I wanted to mention, that all the geographical locations mentioned in the Ramayana are here. All the geographical cities, the territories, the mountains, wherever whatever happened are still here. The people the Ramayana mentions, the Mahabharata mention, are still here. Kahin nahi gaye. The geographical continue to exist till now. This is what I just said. This is Rama's journey through the forest. They found out the Ram Setu also. You know, so. All the rivers are there, and let me take you back again to the same shloka. It's a beautiful shloka which is recited even now. This is from the Rig Veda. Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalasmin Sannidhim Kuru. So we who pray, we invoke all the rivers, and this Saraswati river has been extinct for almost 6,000-7,000 years. So that is how ancient our scriptures are. So this is from the Vishnu Purana. All the Puranas were systematically told to us that that's mythology. There is nothing real in it. All the Puranas, all are because you know, if a people are a people of the book, one prophet, one book, one God, one religion, we are a people of many, of plenty. We are a people who have a library of books, and not just one library, lakhs and lakhs of libraries. We are a people who pray to any and everything of what can be a divinity, a divine source, because we know कि sun के बिना जीवन नहीं हो सकता. We know you cannot exist without water. We know we cannot exist without air. So these are the elements we pray to. And you know how we colonize the world. So when they tell us you've been just a passive people, no, we've colonized the entire world, and we were the topmost in navigation. And this is what they have found out. This is our outreach to Africa. This is the kind of ships they had. And this is from the Borobudur ship. These are the Harappa seals. Can you see how clearly it's mentioned that that's a mast? ये सब हरप्पा और मोहनजोदारो में लगे हैं। ये सतवाहना कॉइन्स है जिसमें शिप्स बनी हुई है विद मास्ट। और हमें मेन स्ट्रीम हिस्टोरियंस बताते नहीं है। Mainstream historians have their own agenda. This is not taught to us in history books. So we have to be very careful what to listen to. Even the experts, we should listen to them with wisdom. We should not just take whatever they say for granted, because it's not worth it. Eventually, one second, there is a slide one. All right, so this is again a Harappa and a Mohenjo-daro, and this is what all the civilizations have been all about, and how they tell us they're all distinct and not connected, but they are very much connected. They are part of one Vedic civilization, and this is going to capture your imagination. If you just look at it, it's beautiful. They've been telling us कि Harappa अलग है, Mohenjo-daro अलग है. अगर हम एक-एक चीज देखते जाएंगे ना, तो हमें पता लगता जाएगा. ये languages, Sanskrit is the oldest language in the world. Sanskrit is the mother of all languages. Most European languages have words of Sanskrit. I'm going to rush through this because whoever wishes can study it more, can be in touch with me also. So this is again how we used to travel, how this is a port that they found out in Lothal. And this port, again, one second. So this is the kind of civilization that we had. And this is again in the, this is the artistic representation of the Lothal port, how ships used to come inland, dock over here, and then the entire trade would manifest. This is again an Indian boat on the wall of Raghunath temple. So can you see all our temples, which are the excellent, the pinnacle of civilization, and the carvings that you can see over there. And this is the seafaring boat, which would take them to Mesopotamia, Arabia, Africa. And these are all the seals which have been found out in the Mohenjo-daro. Okay, cultural continuity हम कहते हैं ना, हम कैसे कह सकते हैं कि इंडस सिविलाइजेशन हम ही है? हम कैसे कह सकते हैं कि हड़प्पा और मोहनजोदारो हम हैं? हिस्टोरियंस तो नहीं मानते. हिस्टोरियंस तो अभी भी कहते हैं कि आप आर्यन हो और आपने द्रविड़ों को वहां पे भगा दिया है. But how we can tell that we are the same is from this big bindi. Can you see? These are all artifacts from the Harappa and the Mohenjo-daro, which they cannot negate. Can you see this big bindi? And can you see my big bindi? This is what our cultural continuity is. Can you see these bangles this girls wearing? Can you see our bangles? And even now there are people in Gujarat and Saurashtra who wear these, the tribal people. Can you see this waist कमर पे पहनी हुई आज भी लड़कियां पहनती हैं? Can you see ये पायल जो इसने पहन रखी है, ये आज भी पहनी जाती है? Can you see, आप इसमें मैंने 10 ये जो पशुपतिनाथ हैं, इनकी हम आज भी पूजा करते हैं. ये सब हड़प्पा, मोहेंजोदारो, राखी गढ़ी और ये अलग अलग जो इनको मिल रहे हैं, जो साइट्स मिल रहे हैं, which they cannot deny, they cannot hide. You cannot, झूठ छुपता नहीं है, सब आ जाता है, सामने आ जाता है. ये सब ये गॉड्स को हम अभी भी प्रे करते हैं. और ये है गॉडेस दुर्गा. दुर्गा राइड्स अ टाइगर ना, जो लोग करते हैं उनको पता है. दुर्गा, महेश, मर्दिनी, शेरा की सवारी, शेरा वाली माता, ये वही है शेरा वाली माता. ये हड़प्पा से मिली है. ये सारे स्वस्तिक के चिन्ह हैं, ये सब हड़प्पा और मोहेंजोदारो से मिले हैं. ये योग में मुद्रा कर रहा है, नमस्कार, नमस्ते जो कर रहा है, ये भी वहीं से मिला है. ये जो सारे चिन्ह मिलते जा रहे हैं, ये अगेन द बेदिंग घाट्स, और जो हमारे बनारस में और जो हमारे तीर्थों में बेदिंग घाट्स होते हैं, वो सब यही है. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज दे हैव फाउंड आउट द यज्ञ वेदी कुंड्स आल्सो, जो हम हवन करते हैं, एंड यज्ञ सामग्री भी वहां पे पड़ी हुई है. अब इतनी सब चीजों को तो कोई छुपा पाता नहीं है. ओके, नाउ द असली जर्नी स्टार्ट्स. The asli journey, when I say the true journey of the world over, how our footprints went. Up till now, I built up how we are a land who've been continuously here, and how we originate from the Vedas. The Vedas are our foundational documents, and how the civilizational continuity has come till now. अब हम गए कैसे बाहर? Because मेरी टॉक क्या थी? Vedic footprints across the world. अब मैं अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड बोल रही हूँ, तो हम गए कैसे थे? हम गए थे बिकॉज वी वर द फोरमोस्ट इन मैरीटाइम इन ट्रेड, इन नेविगेशन. पर हमने कॉलोनाइज जो करा, हमने धार्मिकली करा. हमने उनको लूटा, खसोटा, नोचा नहीं, उनका सब कुछ छीन के नहीं ले गए. तभी हमको लोग आज भी याद करते हैं. और these are the ships with the mast which are in the Ajanta caves. Ajanta caves are one of the oldest in the world. Please feel free to Google and do your searches of anything you wish. क्योंकि and correct me अगर if I'm wrong at some place, it would be very nice. Okay, now the journey to east is starting ना. तो बांग्लादेश तो जो हमें लगता है बांग्लादेश तो अभी रिसेंटली ही अलग हुआ है, तो नेचुरली वी वुड हैव अ लॉट ऑफ दिस इज द हिंगलाज माता. बांग्लादेश का जो कैपिटल है ढाका, it is named after the Dhakeshwari Devi. Like Mumbai is after the Mumba Devi ना, तो that's how Dhakeshwari Devi के नाम से ढाका है. And these are all the mandirs found in there are Shakti Peeths in Bangladesh also. Okay, and this is Saptadvipa, Indonesia. It's surprising to see. I was astonished when I came to know कि इंडोनेशिया का जो नेशनल सिंबल है वो गरुड़ है, और उसके वहां पे लिखा हुआ है भिन्नेक तुंगल इक. That means in diversity is unity. In Java, the emblem is Shakti Bhakti Praja. In Yogyakarta, the city itself talks, it's a special region of Yogyakarta, the Sultanate of Java. In Indonesian police, their emblem is Dharma Bijaksena Kshatriya. In Indonesia के notes गणेशा बने हुए हैं, कैन यू सी. और वहां पे सब देवी देवता को ही प्रे करते हैं. वहां पे हमारे ही जितने भी देवी देवता, और हमारे क्या था, ये जो सारा ये सप्तद्वीप है, ये जो सारा साउथ ईस्ट एशिया है, दिस वाज कॉलोनाइज्ड मेनली बाय द चोला किंग्स. And when the Chola kings are the longest reign in the whole world of a particular dynasty is the Chola kings. And we in India are not taught about it. हमें यहाँ पर सिखाते नहीं है. ये हमें मुगल रूल बता देते हैं 100-150 साल पुराना, हमें ब्रिटिश रूल बता देते हैं 100-150 साल, 200 साल, हद से हद, which is not even true because they came in as East India Company, and the actual rule by the British Crown started in 1835. So 1835 to 1947 is their actual rule. That's it. Not before that. Before that, it was an East India Company who had come to trade us, and a few pockets they had a hand in glove with the local people here. Any case. So this is what the footprints are in Indonesia, and our footprints in Cambodia. This is well known. The Angkor Wat is the biggest Hindu temple, and the largest in the entire world. And इसको बाद में बुद्धिस्ट आइकॉनोग्राफी से कन्वर्ट किया गया था. ये था हिंदू का, विष्णु का टेम्पल है. All the walls, as you can see, the Dev Asur Sangram. If you all know, we had the Samudra Manthan. ये सारे अंकोर वॉट के वॉल्स के ऊपर बने हुए हैं. ये लोग कंबोडिया में नव देवताओं की पूजा करते हैं. Okay, in Java and Bali, what are our footprints? Our footprints in Java and Bali, again the temples, again all the various gods, again basic. See, as a culture, because we went out to trade or because we conquered them, and that's why how our culture. And then we became role models because we are a non-conflicting people. अभी भी जो हम में से US जाते हैं, UK जाते हैं, वहाँ के लोग बोलते हैं कि Hindus are the most non-conflicting of all people. जैसे होता है वहां के लोगों में रम जाते हैं. We do not create divisions. We flow with the flow. That's why our culture is known the world over. That's why people respect and people want to follow. And in Vietnam में तो entire this dynasty called चंपा डायनेस्टी यहीं से गई हुई थी. यहीं के लोग थे. ये लोग शिवलिंग है वहां पे, और शिवलिंग में ये लोग प्रे करते हैं. एंड सारा कल्चर, सारी इनकी लैंग्वेज, सारी इनकी चीजें, बर्मा till about 200 years was a part of अखंड भारत. अखंड भारत का जो विजन है, one second, let me take you back to Burma. So बर्मा में there are many places. विष्णुपुर एक सिटी है सारी, एंड बर्मा it's very close to हमारा जो मणिपुर है. तो मणिपुर, इम्फाल, ये सारा वही, that entire land has been populated by us. And about 200 to 300 years ago, this land, this entire Kshatriyas were the one who went from India. They colonized that place, and waves of Aryan migrate. The waves of our people have gone and populated the world over there, and they follow with Vedic Hinduism. But now in Myanmar, Burma, only 0.3% population has been left. The rest is all gone. And our footprints in Japan, this is all the East I'm talking about. Our footprints in Japan are in the deities that they worship, in the culture that they follow. We were looked as the Vishwa Guru, and we have been the spiritual gurus of all these nations. Because पहली बात तो हमारे यहाँ से गए हैं, महाभारत के वॉर के बाद, when there was a massive destruction, huge destruction, many people went out of India. They've been telling us Aryan invasion, but actually है out of India, which theory is still a theory. धीरे धीरे prove होता चला जाएगा, because by genealogy, by genetics, by astronomic observations, अलग अलग तरीके से साइंटिस्ट अलग अलग मेथोडोलॉजी से करते जा रहे हैं. कुछ समय जरूर लगेगा, बट वी विल कम आउट विनर्स, बिकॉज दिस इज द ट्रुथ. हर कल्चर में आपको हमारे पद चिन्ह दिखेंगे, हर लैंग्वेज में संस्कृत के वर्ड्स हैं, द वर्ल्ड ओवर. सो इन जापान क्या है, जापान में ये जो यम देवता हम बोलते हैं ना, वहां पे इनको बोला जाता है एम देवता. ये गणेश की पूजा करते हैं, सरस्वती की पूजा करते हैं, और ये विष्णु भगवान की पूजा करते हैं. कोरिया में हमारे फुटप्रिंट्स कैसे आए? कोरिया में हमारे फुटप्रिंट्स ऐसे आए कि ये जो हम जिनको बोलते हैं, ये हमारी दुर्गा देवी है ना, ये लोग इसको बोलते हैं गुआनियन. आई डोंट नो हाउ दे प्रोनाउंस इट. So they call it, she is a many-armed goddess, exactly like our Durga Devi, if you can see the bindi also. Okay, and Korea की बड़ी fascinating एक story है. A Korean princess apparently went out from Ayodhya. So they trace their genealogy to Ikshvaku clan of the Rama's, Lord Ram, Bhagwan Ram के वंश में से. And this has recently the Korean government and the Indian government together have issued a stamp in her honor. We call her the Suri Ratna यहाँ पे, and वहाँ पे उनका नाम बदल गया था. तो जो Koreans हैं, they say out of the entire population of Koreans, at least half trace their origin and ancestry back to India. और ये जो हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस का जो emblem है, the twin fishes, how did they come to know about by their scriptures, Korean scriptures? And if you can see this twin fish scriptures here, ये इनके twin fishes इनको मिले हैं. इनका वहां पे किंग है, किंग सूरो, उसके टूम्ब में, उसके डोर के बाहर. And that's how they connected, and because what they had heard from their grandmothers and grandmothers, and that's how they went further ahead in antiquity, and they have connected, and they have now come to the conclusion. And abhi they have built a memorial kind of a thing in Ayodhya, and one in that twin sister city they call back in Korea. I'm forgetting the name now. Okay, because we've got a lot of slides to cover. That's why I was telling I cannot do it in one. This actually needs 4 sessions. Anyway, okay, now this is very fascinating. This is, whoever been to Peru, Machu Picchu, whoever been that side. So this is, they call it the trident, they call it the Paracas trident, okay? और ये उन लोगों को अगर पूछो कि ये क्या है, उनको भी नहीं पता. It's a huge geoglyph, it's called. It's on the edge of the mountain. If you can follow, this is the entire coast. And ये इतना बड़ा बना हुआ, if you can visualize, it's 181 meters tall. It's large enough to be seen 12 miles दूर से दिख जाता है, इतना बड़ा है. अब हमारी इनको नहीं पता ये क्या है. हमारी रामायण बताती है, वाल्मीकि रामायण में, कि this was a Trishira Kanchana, Purvasyama Dishi Nirman. If you all are interested, you can go to my YouTube channel and listen to my talk, where I have given a talk about how Sugriva's Sena goes into the 4 directions and how this particular verse connects with this Vedika. Can you see this is a Vedika? This is a Vedika here. This Vedika and this जो शिव जी के ये जो त्रिशूल होते हैं, it's very clearly mentioned in our Valmiki Ramayana, and this is from where this has happened, the Trishira Kanchana Parvata. In Peru, in Honduras, in Guatemala, they did not know who he was. Apparently, they found out a monkey god, the lost city of monkey god. This is our Hanuman. Again, in the Valmiki Ramayana, there is this Chaupai which is mentioned, not the Ramcharitmanas, but the original Valmiki Ramayana. There is this shloka which mentions how Hanuman left from here and how he went up to the Central America. and how they are finding swastika over there, how they are finding Vedic Havan Kundit, wherever they dig, wherever they, this is a swastika symbol they found in Peru on an urn. These are all symbols, that these are all artifacts which have been excavated from Peru, from Honduras, from Guatemala, from Central America. And this particular sculpture is right now in the Louvre, but it belongs to the Pedras Negras. And this is our love and Kush. This is Ram, Ram ka Darbar, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan. They call them the hero twins of Popul Vuh. And it is this particular is exactly similar to what our Ramayana is. So this is, and in their language, there are many words, so many words of Sanskrit origin. Okay, so up till now, what have I done? I have taken you to the east of ancient Bharatvarsha. Now Sonia and Seema, if you all both are here. It's 12:23. Do you want me to continue? Because it's going to take me another half an hour to cover the West. It's huge. Do you still want me to take you on this journey? I need some indication from someone. Are you all interested? Or is it getting too much for all of you? I need one person to tell me. Are you okay? Barbara, can you unmute yourself? Are you able to unmute? Yeah. No, you're not able to. 1 second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I need an indication from anybody. If you all want me to carry on, you want me to stop, I can stop here.
Is Sonia there? Sonia can say. Sonia?
I cannot see her.
Okay.
Or because I have the West to cover, and in the second talk, I'm going to do to the North and the South. Okay, Ramaji wants to say something. Ramaji, 1 second, give me, okay, can you unmute Ramaji? I've just pressed the unmute. Yeah, tell me Ramaji, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sapna. I have unmuted, you have unmuted me.
Yeah.
It's kind of story quite gripping. And Lata also has mentioned that she would want you to continue.
Okay,
so
perfect.
if everybody else is okay, if everybody else is okay with it, I don't want to be the authority to it.
No, you will be, it's going to be very gripping because the Western side is what we all know about, but going back to Europe, you know, so you'll all enjoy it. Okay. All right. So
one question, Sapna, one question. I have.
Shall we do the questions later, please? Because
perfect.
Yeah.
You have to have the time for that. Yeah, thanks.
We'll do questions later. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. So what we have done so far is I have taken you on a journey to the east of the ancient Bharatvarsha. As it is, Southeast Asia was entirely by the Chola kings, and even before that, because we have ties with Africa and with Ethiopia, with Sudan, and till Russia, all over. The ties keep on getting renewed because as a culture, if you do not invade people with the intention of looting them, colonizing them, then your stories, you become role models for the future generation. Something like that happened to the West also. So now I'm going to take you on the West journey. And when we go towards the West, so what it is, what has now become India, Bangladesh or Pakistan, to abhi bana hai na, Pakistan or Afghanistan, uske aage lete jaungi, and we will end our journey in Europe. We will end our journey at the entire जो यूरोप में कहाँ कैसे हमारे पदचिन्ह मिल रहे हैं. It's shocking to know where all we've been, and the very fact that we don't know about ourselves and that sense of inferiority. So what is this talk trying to do? This talk is just trying to build up on the facts, the authentic facts which are being, I'm just trying to connect the dots and just trying to invoke the sense of pride in your own continuity. Once we know that we are a nation, and our roots are that, so हम किसी के आगे झुके, हम प्राइड के साथ खड़े हो सकते हैं ना, हम अपने वैल्यूज पे, हम अपने सिविलाइजेशन पे गर्व करते हुए हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. और अगर हम उन सिविलाइजेशनल वैल्यूज पे जिएंगे, if we live on those values, then we hope to give it to our next generation, because our children or their children do not listen to our spoken words. They only see the kind of conduct of the life that we live. So entire civilization of this, the Sanatan Dharma, was based on the kind of conduct that you had. Because what you do to the other, you should only do to the other what can be done to you. What you want done to you, never ever do to the other what you do not want done to you. So this is the primary theory of karma coming back and finding you. The doctrines of certain civilizations talk about a certain judgment day, but this Sanatan Dharma talks about your own karma is your own doing. There is no God sitting up there and writing for you what he thinks is right. No, it is what you deserve, you will get. So if you want to deserve better, you better start working for it from now on. From the point you wake up, if you start working for it, so very soon you end up there where you will get what you deserve. So technically, you get what you deserve, not what you desire. Okay, so I'm just taking you again on the journey. It's a beautiful journey, and I'm sure everyone would love listening to it as much as I've loved putting it all together. Okay, so the west of ancient Bharatvarsha is where we will go. Now where we will go from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh to the entire Middle East and to Europe. Yeah, okay. And we will see how our footprints have been all over. Balochistan और Pakistan understandable है, ये अभी ही अलग हुए हैं हमसे. और अफगानिस्तान तो लिटरली 250 साल पहले तक हमारा था. पाकिस्तान तो अभी 1947 में अलग हुआ है. ये हिंगलाज माता है. वी हैव शक्तिपीठ. हमारे यहाँ 51 शक्तिपीठas है which connected that entire geography. They told us ना you were never one. That's the biggest lie. We were always one, but we are not one in the usual structure of a nation state. We are a civilization state. So everywhere we would have different rulers, but under the umbrella of Sanatan Dharma, under the umbrella of one being. So this is a Hinglaj Mata. Ye Sharda Peeth was one of our biggest universities. And this Sharda Peeth, Kashmir, this is on the line of control. And यहाँ पे दूर से पढ़ने लोग आते थे. If you hear of Chinese travelers, if you hear of all those travelers from abroad, they would come to these universities. And these are the shrines. Can you see this? Where the expanse of rock mountain, this is where Hinglaj Mata is, जो ये यहाँ पे है. तो all over Balochistan and Pakistan हमारे मंदिर हैं. All over Balochistan, Pakistan, वहाँ की भाषा में वो लोग गरबा करते हैं. बलोचिस्तान वाले वहाँ की भाषा में सारे हिंदी और संस्कृत के वर्ड्स हैं. It's very sad what has happened to Afghanistan today. It is very sad when 20 years ago also when the Taliban came into power and what happened and the destructions of these huge massive Buddhas. These are the Bamia Buddhas. Now there is nothing over there. It's just a place with a space, a cavity. And there were 3 Buddhas like that. This is Bamya Buddhas, how they've destroyed it entirely. और जो गांधार है ना, हमारी जो गांधारी महाभारत की, she hailed from this land. Shakuni hailed from this land. And we've had very close connection because Afghanistan, जैसे आप दिल्ली और बॉम्बे है, वैसे पहले अफगानिस्तान था. It was another city. Kabul, Kumbh, all the genealogy words, if you trace back, they come from Sanskrit. ये सारा वही देश है. यहाँ की community जहाँ पे जो पश्तून लोग हैं, यहाँ से पार्श्व लोग गए थे. Mahabharata talks about how the people from this land went over there, how they populated it, and how there's still artifacts निकले चले जा रहे हैं. See, Afghanistan and Pakistan and Bangladesh, we could still understand. But when you see Israel, and then you're shocked. When you see Israel में क्या हुआ है, और Israel में there is a place called Shivta. Shivta is the city, the ruins का नाम, and Shivta is a place जहाँ पे there are this is called the Eilat Mountains, and Negev district में है. वहाँ पे इतने सारे, to them these were just they have mentioned a cult which is of phallic worshippers. This is what they have mentioned. But if you can clearly see, these are lingas and these are yonis. We are a people who pray for every aspect of creation, and what better and a bigger aspect of creation other than the union of a man and a woman. The union of a man and woman is the one that brings forth this srishti, brings forth this creation. If suppose by any chance, if the union of a man and a woman were not happened, and what do you think will happen to the human race? It would become extinct very soon. So that's why this nation prayed to that. This Sanatan Dharma prayed to that. It prayed to sun, it prayed to air, water, all the natural elements, क्योंकि इनके बिना जीवन नहीं है, हम लोग मर जाएंगे. सिमिलरली अगर क्रिएशन नहीं होगा तो जो लास्ट हमारी पीढ़ी है खत्म हो जाएगी. That's why we pray to creation. It is not for phallic worship. These are basically two divergent thoughts of systems which cannot understand what this pantheism, जो हम लोग कहते हैं ना, यहाँ पे 33 करोड़ भगवान हैं. It is all the one manifesting as many. It is like a tree which has 33,000 leaves, but it has only one root structure, and the trunk is one, and the branches and leaves are many. So that's why this Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, has been compared to a huge banyan tree, and wherever the roots fall, it again takes root, and the tree goes on becoming larger and sheltering everything under its own shade. That's what our Vedic culture is all about. So ये शिवता में इतने सारे मिले हैं, but unfortunately, wherever people of different cultures see this, they just destroy and ruin it. And as we all know, the entire Middle East has been taken over, and destruction of massive scale has happened, massive. तो ये टर्की में, अब हमारी टर्की में पश्चिम टर्की में हम कैसे मिले? There is this place called Göbekli Tepe, and in that Göbekli Tepe they have found out these. They have found out stones, huge stones with carvings, and वो जो carving है ये हमारे यहाँ हम वराह अवतार को मानते हैं. ये वराह अवतार है. विष्णु भगवान के 10 अवतार होते हैं. This is one of the avatars. जब because we believe in the cosmology or cyclical cosmology, Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. So creation happens, then destruction happens, and it's a continuous cycle. So at this particular episode, the Varaha avatar, Vishnu जो वराह के अवतार में आए थे, उन्होंने पूरी सृष्टि को अपने वहां पे उठा लिया था. तो दिस इज व्हाट इज वराहा. और ये गोल, कैन यू सी दिस राउंड, दिस सर्कल, and these are the 5 elements, and it's exactly what is in the picture above. Unfortunately, this has gotten over there. One second, let me take you back. So this is a picture of the in Turkey. These are the 12 Adityas. These have been carved out on the mountain faces, and these are the 12 Adityas. Adityas, because we are basically sun worshippers. We worship the sun. Okay. In Syria, what do we find? In Syria, we find that in the ruins, there are all our Padachinha. In the ruins, in their artifacts, it talks about India, it talks about Vedas, it talks Vedic. How? It talks, ये वहाँ का बाल शमीन टेम्पल है. यहाँ की अगर आर्कियोलॉजी देखोगे, सारे लोटसेस बने हुए हैं, सारे कोरिंथ के ऊपर. जिस तरीके की इसकी कंस्ट्रक्शन है, क्लोजअप व्यू में इट टॉक्स. यहाँ पे मिला है ये इनको कार्विंग मिली है, मूर्ति मिली है. ये है एक गॉडेस, और ये है शेरा वाली सवारी वापस, है ना. ये शेरा वाली सवारी का रूप बदल गया है. इसको ये लोग अल्लाथ बोलते हैं. हम जिसको दुर्गा बोलते हैं, शेरा वाली माता, ये वहां पे मिली है सीरिया में. सीरिया में मिले हैं ये आइडल्स, जो हमारे जगन्नाथ में जो हमारी आंखें कृष्ण बलराम सुभद्रा की ऐसे दिखाई जाती हैं, ये वहां पे इनको मिले हैं सीरिया में. सीरिया में इनको मिला है ये गोल्डन स्टैचुएट, जो वरद हस्त मुद्रा, जो हमारे भगवान सारे ब्लेसिंग देते हैं. Our gods teach us not to be fearful. They teach us that you too can become a god, provided you live a life like that. You have nothing to fear, because our gods are our benefactors. Our gods, the arrangement is क्या, कि हम God को pray करेंगे कि आप हमें bless करो, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं हम कुछ लाए नहीं थे, कुछ लेके नहीं जाएंगे. You bless us so that we can lead a good life, and in lieu of that we pray to you. That has been the arrangement of Sanatan Dharma. So this was a culture. Syria में they would pray to the sun and the moon. It's no longer there. Everything is now, everything is gone, everything is destroyed. Okay, in Armenia, how do we see ourselves? In Armenia, there is this temple of Garni, and temple of Garni, वहां पे योग मुद्रा की ये वहां पे मिली है, आर्मीनिया में मिली है ये योग मुद्रा। आर्मीनिया के टेम्पल्स में इन लोगों को ये कार्विंग्स मिली है, विच इज क्लियरली इंडियन। ये उनको मिला है जो शिवलिंग का रूप है, वृषभ हम कहते हैं, वो लोग इसे विशापा कहते हैं। ये आर्मीनिया का एक कार्विंग है, ये स्वस्तिक का साइन, कैन यू ऑल सी swastik very clearly, and this is in Armenia. They pray to a god called Mithra. In Rig Veda, we have the Varun, we have the Mitra, we have, and in exactly the same order में जो Rig Veda का श्लोक है उसमें बना हुआ है ये जिससे ये लोग प्रे करते हैं आर्मीनिया में। Okay, in Mesopotamia, how do we see ourselves? In Mesopotamia, you know, it's very strange, like how this Korean princess has come, and the Korean president and the Korean government tells us that they are very proud to be connected to India and to Ayodhya and to the vansh of Bhagwan Ram. धीरे धीरे जब हम इतने प्राउड हो जाएंगे ना अपने ऊपर, जब हम समझ जाएंगे तो पूरा विश्व, पूरा वर्ल्ड हमको कहेगा, oh, even we belong to you, oh, even we have Indian roots, oh, even we come from there. Till that time, we have to first learn about ourselves. So this is what has happened in Iraq, in Turkey, in Syria, in Iran. In Syria, they have again found this carving. They have again found these are statuettes जो excavations में मिल रही है। ये मिथ्रा की स्टैचू है निम्रत में। निम्रत अगेन इनका जोग्राफिकल वो है जहाँ पे एक्सकवेट कर रहे हैं। ये जो है ना, ये these are two serpents coiled। हम लोग तो नागों की भी पूजा करते हैं ना, ये साउथ इंडिया में है और ये सीरिया में मिला है। ये सिर्फ कंपैरिजन के लिए रखा है कि आप लोगों को दिखा सकूं। ओके, सीरिया, ईरान, इराक, टर्की में और क्या क्या मिला है। astonishing to see, ये आर्टिफैक्ट मिला है। ये कहाँ पे मिला है? ये नेबली कोरी टर्की में मिला है, और ये एक ब्राह्मण है जिसकी शिखा है। कैन यू सी, दिस इज अ ब्राह्मण ऑफ नाउ, दिस इज, कैन यू सी दिस शिखा? ये उनको वहां पे मिला है। आइनदारा टेम्पल, हमारी नैनतारा देवी है और हम लोग तो हमेशा पद चिन्हों की पूजा करते हैं, है ना। ये है वहां पे बेल्जियम के म्यूजियम में फ्लाइंग हनुमान, इसको ये लोग बोलते हैं फ्लाइंग हनुमान, वेयरिंग अ हेलमेट इन क्लब। ये म्यूजियम इन ब्राजील, दिस इज आवर हनुमान। दिस इज इन अगेन इन हॉन्डुरास इन योगिक मुद्रा, ये इंडियन टर्बन। ये सारी चीजें सीरिया में, ईरान में, इराक में, टर्की में। एंड दिस इज द क्लिंचर, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ क्लिंचर। This is what they have found out where? On the Iran-Iraq border. And this is what, this, if you can clearly see, it's a huge relief made on the mountain. और ये है हमारे भगवान राम, ये है वाली, और ये है सुग्रीव. This is what the artist has drawn. This is Sugriv, this is the bow and arrow. Can you see the clear, distinct bow and arrow here? And this is the Sugriv, this is Bali. एंड ये है मिले हैं ईरान और इराक के बॉर्डर पे। तो ईरान और इराक के बॉर्डर पे हमारे यहाँ से लोग गए होंगे ना, यार हमारे राम का राज्य वहां तक था, है ना। इट इज ऑल, नाउ दिस इज इन द ब्रिटिश म्यूजियम इन लंदन। दिस दे कॉल इट इन द प्री इस्लामिक सऊदी अरेबिया। देयर इज एन एंटायर डिविजन, एज इट इज लंदन हैज द लूट ऑफ ऑल द कॉलोनीज, the huge museums which display everything from in their Saudi Arabia, the Arabic section, they have these goddesses, and these goddesses are who? They're Allat, Al-Luzzi, Al-Manat. और ये कौन है? ये शेरा की सवारी कर रही है शेर पे, और ये हमारी है दुर्गा, लक्ष्मी और सरस्वती। और ये इनका भी वही फंक्शन है, इनके कपड़े बदल गए, इनका ड्रेस बदल गया वक्त के हिसाब से। और ये अल-उज़्ज़ा है, ये देखो बिंदी लगाती हुई, ये कहाँ पे मिली?
नहीं,
I can hear some sound. Please mute yourselves. I can hear some sound, please. So this is what, this is Al-Uzza. This they have found out. This is in Syria, in Palmyra, in Palmyra in Syria. Okay, now in Denmark, what have they unearthed? In Denmark, they have unearthed, which they call the Pasupat. They call it the Gundestrup. They call it the Gundestrup cauldron. It's supposed to be a huge silver bowl. वो सिल्वर बोल इनको एक्सकवेशन में से मिला है। वो सिल्वर बोल में वो चीजें हैं जो यूरोप में कभी हुई नहीं, वो सिल्वर बोल में है। ये एलिफेंट्स हैं, टाइगर्स हैं, उस सिल्वर बोल में एक देवी टाइप ऑफ फिगर बना हुआ है। हम लोग यहाँ पे गजलक्ष्मी की पूजा करते हैं, और उस गजलक्ष्मी, वन सेकेंड लेट मी गो बैक टू द सेम स्लाइड, उस गजलक्ष्मी की पूजा में वी हैव आवर देवी with 2 elephants flanking her on both sides, and we pray to the Pashupatinath yani Shivji, who is the lord of all the animals. So this is what they have found out on this cauldron, on this silver cauldron. And this entirely our Vedic iconography, this Pashupatinath with a serp and with all the animals around him. They have unearthed a half lion half man, जो हम लोग नरसिंह अवतार बोलते हैं, ये अगेन डेनमार्क में है, पर ये रिक्रिएशन है। But they have found out a lot about, they are in the process of discovering more. Okay, now this is our Meghalaya. Oh, okay, there's something wrong with this slide. It has, if you've all heard of the Stonehenge in UK, okay, so there is this Stonehenge. There are Stonehenges the world over. They've all been done by ancient Indians because they're on a particular axis of latitude and longitude for the sun. And this is in our Meghalaya, and this is the Stonehenge. Unfortunately, this picture you cannot see. Stonehenge UK and the Stonehenge in Meghalaya. So the Celtic people, the Druid people, now this is in Louvre, okay? Now all these are in museums because these civilizations are extinct. We are one of the only and the fortunate civilization to be living. Otherwise, they're all extinct. So this is in Ajanta, and this is in Crete. This is the Knossos of Crete. So when we go to Greek, in the Louvre Museum in Paris, Department of Greek, there is a Etruscan and Roman Antiquities Department. In that there are these goddesses. ये लोग बोलते हैं ये Knossos है, और ये अजंता की में से मैंने इमेज ली है, शेरा वाली सवारी एग्जैक्टली वही है, कपड़े थोड़े से बदल गए, थोड़ा सा स्टाइल बदल गया. एज यू कैन सी दे कॉल हर द स्नेक गॉडेस, पर ये हमारी गॉडेस है जो ग्रीक में, जो लूव्र में है. और मजे की बात बताऊं, जैसे हम विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम बोलते हैं ना, 1000 names of Vishnu, even they have, those people have this 10,000 names for this goddess. So okay, now footprints in Iran. Iran में in the Ramayana they have mentioned a Chakravan Parvat. They have mentioned a Chakravan city. ये शहर गौर है, and this again it connects to the, because all these excavations are found there. If you can see, there's this tile found in Nimrud. In this tile there is this particular figure who's carrying a bow and arrow with a lady in the center and another one flanking her. तो हमारे राम लक्ष्मण सीता जैसे चलते थे. And these Egyptian gods and goddesses also have come from our roots. More is going to be discovered. Now how Iran, how the Persians are connected to us. The Persians, I have a very close friend of mine is Persian. She's a Parsi. When I went to her son's house, when I went to her son's wedding, I was shocked to see their wedding cultures. They have haldi exactly like what we have haldi. When they started, the Parsi family started their wedding ceremony, they did puja. Actual puja करते हैं, संस्कृत के मंत्रों के साथ पूजा करते हैं. They are again fire worshippers. मंत्रों को बोल के पूरी पूजा करके आम के पत्ते का पेड़ उन्होंने लगाया. तो they start the wedding ritual with this puja by making this हल्दी से इन्होंने बनाई. और जो ये लोग ये छानने का काम करते हैं, this is again a wedding ritual. ये हमारे यहाँ अब भी होता है. और जो their नवजोत and our thread ceremony, the उपनयन is exactly the same. This is the cultural, civilizational continuity, our cultural footprints in Iran, in Persia. This is in Lebanon. Very clearly you can make out this is a Hindu temple in Lebanon. And unfortunately इतना बचा हुआ था कुछ सालों पहले तक, अब ये भी detonate कर दिया, ये भी नहीं छोड़ा. और ये देखो, if you can see this shale over here, these are all Indian artifacts in Lebanon. This is, and मजे की बात ये भी है, children in Lebanon schools are taught that Indian people came, elephants, sculptures, engineers, and their labor, and they constructed that. But we in India are not taught. Every Lebanese child knows, but we don't know. in Petra, Jordan, and India. And it's astonishing how they're similar and how Petra, you won't know. If I put this caption here and this over there, you wouldn't know. This is Ajanta, this is Petra. There is a Shivling in Kishkindha, exactly same they have in Petra in Jordan. And the language में similarity है, genetics में similarity है. This is again the Jabal Ram, they call the Jabal Ram peak. This is a Vedic goddess in Padmasan posture, Petra में है. Can you see? जो elephant हमारे column पे लगते थे, ये वहाँ पे Petra में है. तभी ये लोग सब detonate करते जा रहे हैं. They don't want any footprints. This is a shivling they have found in Petra. These are all Petra, Jordan. The similarities between Petra, Jordan, and India. This is our footprints over there. Okay, in Arabia, our footprints. Arabia, before about 1400 years before that, used to pray to all these goddesses and gods. It was a pantheistic culture. And Alhambra in Taima, Alhambra is a place where they excavated and they found out all these Devi with a Mahishasur riding a buffalo and killing demons. And this is the world as was known to the Hebrews. You would be surprised in this map, there is a place called Shiva, Shebha they call it, Ramaha, Rama, and Kedar, which is another name for Shiva. Ye sahare is map ke andar hai. Yahan pe ye raha Kedar. This is what the world which was known to the Hebrews before the Islamic invasion happened. Al-Kara is what they call it now. And it comes from the Al-Akara, formless, because our culture sees the formless in every form. But we know that the form is the way to reach the formless. So they call it the Al-Akara. Okay, this we've done. 1 second. This we've covered. We're in the last 2-3 slides and we're done. Okay, now this seems very far-fetched, and people were telling me this is not possible, but I'm open for interpretations. I'm very open. In Italy, they have excavated, and from Rome, about 50 kilometers away from Rome, in the excavations have come out many houses, and in those houses there are paintings on the walls, and those paintings are now in the Louvre. And they are called the noble Etruscan family or clan, painted in the famous Campana plaque from Cairo, I don't know how you pronounce it, 50 kilometers from Rome. These are in the Louvre. But it's exactly like how our Ram, Sita and Lakshman walk. Exactly like that. वहाँ पे Ravenna लिखा हुआ है, वहाँ पे अलग-अलग, next slide मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ, which will clinch it further. And this is our last slide. And how will it clinch further? These are the artifacts which have been excavated. And in these artifacts, if you can clearly see this figure is a lady, and this is a Vanara with a tail. A Vanara who's naked. So this is Bali and Sugri fighting over Tara. This is a shivling which has been excavated, they say, from the Vatican City, but which has been hidden away from the view. It is kept aside. This is again a plaque on the Etruscan homes in Rome, 25-50 kilometers away from Rome, where it has the Kaushalya. It says that this lady is carrying a potion of medicine for an aged king. So these are the 3 wives of Dashratha. And this is again from that same place. So this is the Ashwamedha Yagya. This is the love and the Kush. So this is what has been excavated. Louvre has got it. There are, they say that the founding of the, basically the Europeans tell us that the Rome has been founded by Remus and Romulus. And you know, Rome is the only city in the world which has a founding date. और किसी सिटी का फाउंडिंग डेट नहीं है. नो वन नोज, एंटिक्विटी से चली आ रही है. रोम का नाम डेट है और रोम को कहते हैं रेमस और राम्युलस से बना है. अब राम्युलस राम हो सकता है, तो ये अब आप लोग बताओ राम हो सकता है क्या? तो इस तरीके से हमारे सारे प्रिंट्स ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड है. ये इटली में है, ये भी क्लिंचर है. ये इटली, रोम, सिसिली में है. ये है कहाँ पे है? ये भी अभी लूव्र म्यूजियम में. और ये लोग क्या बोलते हैं, ये लूव्र म्यूजियम में है और ये लोग हमको ये रखा है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ ग्रीक में, एट्रुस्कन एंड रोमन एंटिक्विटीज डिपार्टमेंट में रखा है. यू जस्ट हैव टू लुक अ लिटिल क्लियरली, यू कैन सी नंदी का फेस. यू जस्ट हैव टू नो के शिव जी और ये पार्वती जी और ये चांद की पूजा यहाँ पे चांद, दिस इज द मून गॉड एंड दिस इज द क्लिंचर, दिस इज अ शिवलिंगा इन आवर टेम्पल, दिस इज अ शिवलिंगा in this sculpture which is in the Louvre Museum. It kept in the department of Greek, Etruscan and Roman antiquities. So Rome हमारे यहाँ का बसाया हुआ है, ये हमारे मेरे सारे references हैं, किसी को देखना होगा करना होगा तो I have huge references. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to stop my sharing my slide. I have references full of 3 to 4 screens भर के references हैं, और जिसको और study करना होगा please feel free to contact me. मैं आप slide share कर रही हूँ, stop, and I'm open for any question if you at all have. Yes. Shall I unmute? 1 second. Let me. I think go to raise your hand and I can unmute, or should I unmute everyone all at once? Give me a second. Okay. Okay, you're all not unmuted. Anybody wishes to ask anything? Lata, you have to say something. Ramaji, आपको कुछ बोलना है? Was my presentation that bad or was it that good? Everybody's astounded. I want to know. Yes, Lata, unmute yourself, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Sapna. You're looking gorgeous as usual. But you know, I must tell you, your lecture was, you really ran through it. I wanted to read the slides. It was too fast. I know there's time constraints, but maybe you can have it, you know, little graded. What I want to tell is that I'm so happy there are people like you coming forward to make us aware. But we have to realize that we have to spread this message. You know, we must have more ambassadors to talk all over the world, because still people are, you know, lost in their whatever it is.
Lata, I understand, but what we can do to the best of our ability, and then it's rest up to whoever to do their bit. This is how we were a land of dharma. We would do our dharma and we would not bother about the others. Other को जो करना है, अब आप लोगों ने सुना, अब आप लोग YouTube पे वीडियो को शेयर करोगे तो वो आपका धर्म बनेगा, आपका एक्शन बनेंगे, है ना? हम जी
No, but one thing I want to say about this, actually we Hindus have been very passive. That is our problem. That's why everybody has, you know, dominated and ruled over us. And unfortunately, which is also a sad fact, that Hindus have only.
I refuse. I disagree on this. Our history has been narrated in the wrong manner. We have never been a passive race. We were the only land who's fought invasions for thousands of years. The rest were taken up in 50, 100 years, all gone. 20 years, the entire land gone. I'm sorry. This has been wrong history narrated to us and we believed it. And our sense of inferiority continues. We must know our true heroes. We must know who our fighters are. कि मैं बिंदी आज पहन पा रही हूँ, चूड़ी पहन पा रही हूँ, मुझे उसमें नहीं रहना. Because we fought back. We are the only race, but we've been fed wrong history to feel inferior about ourselves. That is it. Okay, anybody else?
No, but don't you think the history book should be corrected?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you can put on the chat. All right, so there are a lot of things. Okay, Raman ji, आपको कुछ कहना है? 1 second. आप unmute करिए अपने आप को. Raman ji, I have unmuted you. Please unmute yourself. Yeah. No, नहीं हो रहा अभी.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, it's unmuted now.
Yeah.
Sapna, 2 things. I must say it was a fantastic exposure of our history. And also you have concised it in a very, very specific manner, trying not to miss out much. But yes, it's a very large subject and it could take longer than what you have used for now for us. Thank you so much. But my question, 2 points I'm going to touch with you. I'm going to share also with you. One is, as I also am into a research of this, but I don't come forward. My colleague, historian researcher, Mr. Ved Veer Arya, if you have heard of him, he has exposed that 1300 years from our calendar, Indian calendar.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that.
Okay, now another point is what happened when the Sanatan was everywhere in the world. We are told in various more historical facts that's coming out from various scriptures of our which we pray from. Let's put it like this, which we pray from. Durga Saptati says that she threw the asuras and that went to Yemen and Syria.
Ramaji, can we have a question specific to the talk today? Because this will again take up a lot of time. It's already 1
Okay,
o'clock.
I'll take your number and we shall.
Yeah. Because let us stick to today's session. If anybody,
I just wanted to know what happened. What happened that the whole thing.
I understand.
I know. That's why I said I must get in touch with you later.
This is not the right time for it. Anybody
Yeah.
has questions related to today's talk, please feel free to question. Ask a question, otherwise we may end the talk now. It's been an hour and a half. Anybody? Okay, Sonia, would you like to conclude there? Sonia or Seema? Are they here, or shall I conclude myself? Anybody wish to say something about the talk? Babraji, you want to say something? Okay, 1 second. Hanji, go ahead, Babraji.
Yeah, now it's okay?
Yeah.
Yes, so I wanted to thank you so much. This is such an amazing talk that you've given, and I think really opened our minds to how far this has, how far in the world this has gone that we never knew about.
Today is half the talk. In the next talk, I will cover the rest.
Okay, very, very interesting. And I was just wondering, how did you get into this subject? How did you find the interest of this? What was your study and how did you get into this?
Okay, so Babraji, what happened? I was a young girl of 30 and I had this 6-year-old son, like she mentioned, and in walked 6 men with 2 guns. And my son was at gunpoint and all of us were at gunpoint. So somehow something had transpired and I was able to manage to fight them. And they ran away fighting a shot at me, which grazed my t-shirt and got embedded. But then after I was all over the national newspaper and everything, but inside I was in deep fear. I had extreme depression. I had fever for a month and I would palpitate if a doorbell would ring. And then a friend introduced me to the study of Vedanta. So the Vedanta happened to me. So I've been doing it from that time, the Vedas, Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita. So that built a strong base for this. And then since the last 2 years, everything happened online. So I had a lot of time at my disposal. I always knew that our culture had very deep this thing because I've been doing it for a long time. But all these various facets I've been delving into because of this online space for the talks that I've been doing. So it's a gradual journey which has built up,
Okay.
And when
really amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think we'll be having you again. So I look forward to the continuation of this whole story. And really thank you so much for what you have done today. Okay.
My pleasure. So with this, we take leave and this talk will be uploaded on YouTube. 1 second, give me a second. This talk will be uploaded on YouTube for people who want to refer back to it, because you can take your own time. You can slow down the space. You can listen to it. And for people who want to hear the next talk, I'll here at the same time on the same platform. At Glow, I'll be here giving a talk because I was telling Sonia that this should be done in 4 parts: the East, the West, the North, and the South separate. It's very difficult. I have not even done 1/10 of what I should have done, But in any case, we all have limited times, and we are just grateful for the grace of God that we were able to do it. And I look forward to being with all you lovely ladies and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.